everybody, it's T, and today I want to talk to you about hitting a brick wall. What do I mean by hitting a brick wall? Okay, a lot of people in my psychic classes get to this point to where they feel like they're kind of lost again, kind of like almost giving up, like sometimes it's a little too much work, or, they realize that spirituality in the beginning was like a really cool thing, and now when they realize there's a lot that's into it, they're like, oh no, I don't want to deal with that, or I'm scared of that, or I feel like I'm not good enough, or I'm not psychic enough, or maybe I was wrong, maybe I don't have abilities, and we kind of hit this brick wall where we tend to doubt ourselves, and we almost want to go back to that, I just want to be normal, human, don't want to do any of this stuff kind of thing, and it's all based on fear. That's all it is. It doesn't mean you don't have abilities because you're having trouble tapping into them in the beginning, because everybody has trouble tapping into them in the beginning. It just means that you're working out of a fear base and you're scared. And it's either you're scared because you're going to not be able to do what you want to do, or you're scared you will be able to do, and it scares you because you're like, you don't know what to expect. You don't know what's going to come at you. You don't want to open that door because you're scared of what might come through it. It's all very fear-based. But let me tell you something. I hit a wall about once a year. And I really don't know anybody that's in the psychic game that doesn't hit a wall about once a year, where you go, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm so tired of this. I just want to be normal. I don't want to see spirits. I don't want to talk to spirit. I don't want to know what Aunt Nellie's over here talking about. You get to a point where you just want to go to the grocery store, come home, cook dinner for your kids, and not do a single reading because you just can't cope with it. You just don't want to deal with it anymore. It's a responsibility that you just don't want. And I hit that about once or twice a year. My really, really close friends will tell you that sometimes I get in this mood kind of thing where I'm like, I'm not doing this no more. I'm not doing no more classes. I'm not doing no more readings. I'm not dealing with this anymore. I'm done with it. And it does take one of my friends to kind of talk me out of it. Kind of like, no, you're good. Don't do this. This is what you were meant to do, blah, blah, blah kind of thing. And then it's like I have to do the same thing. It's like one of them will say, I don't want to do this anymore. This isn't for me. This doesn't interest me anymore. And I have to kind of talk them back. Don't let other people, influence you. Don't, and it's like this talk we have to constantly give each other about once or twice a year. And it kind of goes in a circle. And then now this person's going through it. Now we got to talk to this person. So don't feel like, just because you're hitting a wall, that your abilities still aren't there. You're still not open. That this isn't your path. This isn't what you're meant to do. It just simply means you've hit psychic exhaustion. You're tired of thinking about it and you want to do something else for a minute. And my advice is always to take a step back, take a break. Sometimes I take a 2-week break, because that's what it takes, because I lose my mind having so many clients and I have to take a break. So take a break, after a couple days. If you still feel overwhelmed, take another couple days. I do it like in 2-day intervals. After 2 days, if I'm still feeling like overwhelmed and underpowered or whatever, I take 2 more days, until I feel okay. Don't feel bad about telling people that you have to take a break, Sometimes my biggest thing is that I always feel like I'm letting people down when I have to reschedule. And people are like, oh, she reschedules. And what they don't understand is it hurts me more than it bothers you. Because the one thing in the whole world I never want to do is reschedule somebody. It is something that just weighs on my brain for days. Like, oh, I let him down. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. But I have to put me first. Here we go with this whole me first thing. I don't want to do a reading for somebody when I'm feeling overwhelmed or when I'm feeling not in the mood, because then that reading is not going to be the good reading that they need. It's going to be a T is tired and overwhelmed from psychic exhaustion reading, and you might not get your money worth reading. So I would rather reschedule and give you 100% then go ahead and do the reading and it not be very good. So that is why I reschedule sometimes. Another reason I reschedule sometimes is a lot of people don't know I have a lot of physical problems, and a lot of the time I'm supposed to be like in bed resting or something, and I'm not. I'm doing classes and readings when I really shouldn't be, and I'll do that for so long till my body just gives up, and then it forces me to take a break. And so a lot of people don't know that about me, and so they're like, oh, she always seems sick all the time. Well, yeah, I have a lot of problems, but it's not anything that I would ever publicly share. You know, my close friends and families, of course, know, but everybody else doesn't. So, but another reason why I switched to like the MP3s on the classes, because I have so much going on this year that I thought, oh man, if I could just put as much into MP3s as I can, then I can still get it out there without overwhelming myself. And so I thought, you know, that's why I'll do that for a while. And then the books, same thing, you know, hurry up and get the books out and put them on PDF and print and go ahead and get that out of the way so people can just go ahead and buy those. And then, but I like that one-on-one, you know, connection, and I miss that a lot, you know. And so I do like still like have the readings on there because I like still want to talk to people. I still want to help people. And so I do still offer my readings. It's just the classes that I like said I just need a break from. I'm just going to put as many on MP3 as I can and kind of take a break for a minute. And so, but I am glad I did that because I still have a lot to offer, and I still want people to be able to get it, you know, even though I'm not doing the one-on-ones right now, except for the people that bought the one-on-ones, and they're still going to do them. So, but anyway, it was about, I guess about 2 months ago, I hit this really strong brick wall where I kind of questioned like everything that I do. I was like so over it. I was like, I want to go back to being a lawyer. I don't want to do this anymore. You know, I just want to like live a normal life and have my kids live a normal life and not have to deal with this anymore. And it took two of my friends, really good friends, to like pull me out of the gutter. They're like yanking, girl, come on now. And I still just like didn't want to come back to this. I was going to like shut my website down and everything. I was really overwhelmed, you know. It took a lot for me to come out this psychic closet. And when I did come out the psychic closet, I felt like I had to go through a lot of learning process, because I thought it was like, oh, you know, I'll meet people, I'll do readings for people, and it was bigger than that. It was bigger than that. It was like a responsibility, and I was like, oh my God, you know, this is crazy. And so it did take a lot of work and a lot of learning. You know, it took, and I'm a really good-hearted, good-natured person. So in the beginning, I took advantage of a lot. You know, I was climbing really fast because I was doing like really good readings, and so I was like climbing really fast, and I would get these other people who weren't going so fast want to leech on to me and pretend to be my best friend and want to do shows with me and do projects with me until they got a little name for themselves. And then they'd be like, oh, you know, Tia, I just don't have time anymore. And it took me probably 3 different people, yes, people, 3 different times for me to realize what was going on. Because again, I look for the good in people. I think, oh, you know, I'm good natured. You know, people wouldn't do that, you know. So I took advantage of like a good 3 times. And people are like, well, you're psychic. You should know better. Okay, let me tell you a little something, okay? We psychics, we don't do so well with reading with ourselves. I think a lot of it has to do with that human mind coming in and wanting to rationalize everything that comes through. And even though we're so good at doing readings for other people, we suck at doing readings for ourselves. But here's why. You know, we come here for a purpose and a reason. And if we was to come here with all the knowledge for ourselves and be able to read for ourselves, we'd come and live like this perfect life. And what was the purpose in coming? There'd be no lessons, no experiences. There'd be nothing. We'd just kind of float along and then die, you know, and there'd be no purpose. So I really think that's why a lot of psychics are blocked to themselves. So yes, I took advantage of it. And yes, my little intuitive instinct is saying, oh no, girl, she don't look right. You know, my good nature part is going, oh, but you know, I want to give this person a try, you know, and I learned the hard way. And I don't do that no more. I don't do that no more. I've got like a handful. When I say handful, I mean a handful of good friends that I will like message back on Facebook. If you ever message me on Facebook and I message you back and have a conversation with you, then I consider you a friend. If you ever message me and I don't ever message you back, I probably consider you a client or just somebody on Facebook. I mean, seriously, because I am so careful now, you know. I do kind of like pick and choose because I have to, because I have been through the ringer with friends, so-called friends and so-called wannabes, you know. So fake it till you make it, you know. And I went through that with so many people. They were faking it till they make it, you know, being my friend and faking being my friend, and they really weren't, you know. So I went through a lot of that drama, you know. And you know, and I'm talking years ago. I'm not talking about anybody lately or the friend from my twin flame video. I'm not talking about any of them. I'm talking about way when I very, very first came out of the closet, like back in 2009, 2010, and, you know, that's what I'm talking about. But again, you know, even after being in the psychic game for this long and talking to so many people, doing so many classes, so many shows, so many readings, and a TV show that I've been doing now, I still hit the brick wall. I still sit there and go, why am I doing this? I could just go to work every day, be a lawyer, bring home the bacon and, you know, cook it, fry it up in the pan and don't have to worry about bills and stuff. So why am I struggling? You know, people think, oh, she must have so much money. No. Let me tell you something. I got 7 kids, a grandkid. My oldest kids live with me. And everything that I do is off my psychic business and my jewelry shop. Everything. So it's like sometimes we really struggle hard. There's been times when we've ate macaroni and cheese for 2 weeks straight, you know. So it's a difficult, you know, thing to have. So that's another reason why a lot of people say, oh, I don't want to do that. Because, you know, I have to pay my bills and I know it's hard. It's just struggling in the psychic business. I think with making it in this business has a lot to do with determination. If you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to do the projects, if you're willing to come up with ideas, do the marketing, the advertising, and you're willing to really stand in your truth and not try to be like somebody else, but be yourself and do your readings just as true as you can, that's what's going to take you to where you need to be. That right there is what's going to make you unique. You know, when you start trying to be like other psychics and tell people what they want to hear to keep that client or whatever, you're not really standing in your truth. But when you do stand in your truth and you're just like, look, this is what I see, this is what I pick up, 99% of the time you'll be right. If you live out of your intuition, if you work out of your intuition. And how do you know you're working out of your intuition? Like I teach in my classes, that very first 3-second thought of every thought. It takes the human brain 3 seconds to catch up with anything going on around you. So in that first 3 seconds, in that very first thought that you get, that's what you run with. If you're at the grocery store, and let me do an example. If you're at the grocery store and you see something and you're like, oh, I shouldn't buy that. But then you talk yourself into it, your intuition was the one that said you shouldn't buy that. Your human brain was the one that came in and went, but you know, girl, you like that stuff, so go on get it. You know, that was your human brain. That was your you know, that was your intellect saying, oh, you should do that. That's your rational, logical, you know, I can talk myself in and out of anything, okay? Another thing that pertains to is people that do mediumship readings, message readings. You know, they get that messages for other people. And they have to learn that the very first message that comes through is the one you give, no matter how crazy it sounds, and not the one that you talk yourself into giving. A lot of times mediums, when they very, very first start out, they tend to try to get the message and then rationalize it to themselves so it makes sense before they say it to the client. Because they need it to make sense to say it to the client because they don't want to sound weird or something like that. But what you don't understand is that when you're giving a message for somebody else and then you make it make sense, you've turned that message into your message because that will only make sense to you now. Now when you tell the client, they're looking at you like, I don't don't know if that's right. And you're going to yourself, oh my God, why didn't I just say the first thing that came to me? Which probably would have made sense. So even though it sounds ridiculous to you, like if you get a message that says pink elephant and you're like, I'm not finna say that. That sounds crazy. You know, say it, because it probably means everything to them. They probably had a pink elephant as a child and nobody would know that. You know, see what I'm saying? But again, it took me a long time to learn that too. But standing in your truth is hard work. I'm not going to lie. It is hard work. And this psychic work is not for everybody, you know. But when you have a gift, and you have a really strong gift, in my opinion, you should work with it and do something about it. You really should, because it's there for a reason. And again, I'm not saying that everybody has their gift here to help others. Again, you'd have to listen to my other videos to understand what I'm talking about. You know, I don't feel that everybody's here to help everybody. You know, you might have your gift for your path, for yourself and yourself only. And if you choose to help others along the way, that's great. But help yourself first. Get you to where you need to be, and then reach a helping hand out to somebody else, you know. If you choose never to use your gift for anything but yourself, and the things you do inspire other people, then that was your purpose. So our purpose here is not always to help others. And it kills me, like I said in my last, videos, that when people come to my psychic development class, that's what they always tell me when I say, well, why, what do you think you're going to do with everything that you've learned? And it's always like, I'm going to help others. And I always go, no, because it's always help yourself first. And after helping yourself, if you end up helping others, once you're together, that's great. If what you do inspires others and you really don't help anybody physically, but you do it through inspiration, that's great too. So your gift is given to you. It's your unique gift. It's yours. It can become overwhelming. It can become draining, exhausting. It can become to the point to where you don't want nothing to do with it. I've been there. I've done that. But it's all about taking deep breaths, stepping away for a minute, kind of doing other things besides your gifts, besides talking to people. You detach yourself from Facebook for a while and kind of live your life for a few days and then see how you feel about it. Because so many people say, I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to give up. I can't take this spirit chatter. I can't take other people asking for readings. I can't take this lifestyle. I just can't take it. Walk away. Walk away from it. If you've got readings, reschedule them for a week away. Tell everybody you're sick. You have to reschedule. Do what you have to do, but walk away. Walk away. Think about it. Do other things. Do the dishes, clean the house, do whatever else you want to do. Play games on the computer. I don't care. But walk away. Detach from Facebook. Walk away. Ask yourself every couple days how you feel. How do I feel today? Do I still feel overwhelmed? Yes. Walk away. 2 more days. After 2 more days, how do I feel? Well, I'm starting to feel like I could do it again. Walk away. 2 more days. Yeah. I'm ready to do some readings. Now you're ready. Now you can come back. But there are times when you seriously have to walk away. Don't feel bad about it. Don't feel like, oh, I'm losing my gift. Don't feel like, oh, I'm not meant to do this. Don't feel like that. It has nothing to do with that. It's just your psychic exhausted, and it's time to walk away and take a break. So that's exactly what I'm getting ready to do right now, everybody, is take a break for the night and go spend some time with my kiddos. So everybody have a great week. Bye.